A little lesson on bone health. During the period from the birth to 20 years, our bones grow intensively and absorb calcium actively. At 20 to 30 years, the peak of bone mass have reached, gradually decreasing to 40 years of age. During this time, every person loses about 1% of bone mass per year. After 40, the significant loss of bone mass have been observed. 40% of bone mass have been lost. Particularly critical time is menopause, especially the women between 50 to 55 years of age have the most significant loss of bone mass, leading to osteoporosis, a fragile bone disease. Osteoporosis, unperceivable, evolves and the bones become fragile. They break easily even at light physical load or injury. Hip bone, vertebral, and wrist fractures are the most typical for osteoporosis. In Latvia, more than 200,000 people are affected by osteoporosis-induced fractures, every third woman and every fifth man after 50. Most of them are not aware that the fracture happened due to osteoporosis, as osteoporosis has not been diagnosed to them yet. In 2009, the number of bone density measurements significantly decreased. 37% of state-compensated bone density measurement quota allocated was not used, even considering that patient co-payment on referral is only 2 lakhs. Why is it so important to check bone density? To treat osteoporosis and prevent disabling fractures, the patient needs to undergo osteodensitometry, as the family doctor may prescribe a state-compensated medication for osteoporosis treatment only after the central measurement DXA is carried out. Wisely Against Osteoporosis is a project of Latvia Osteoporosis Patient and Invalid Association posing 3 main goals: to focus public and media attention on the topic of osteoporosis, to encourage unidentified osteoporosis patients to undergo bone density measurements at diagnostic offices, to inform patients about the need not to interrupt on their own the ongoing treatment to ensure the effectiveness of the osteoporosis treatment. How to achieve these goals? The strategy was to inform via newsletter about osteoporosis and options to diagnose this disease, cope with it and be treated effectively, to create noticeable events, to create a catch to interest and encourage to undergo bone density measurement, to distribute informative materials in the places convenient and habitual for target audience, to provide regular information to the society through media. Osteoziņas is a free-of-charge newsletter on bone health. 2 issues, spring and autumn, of the newsletter were created and distributed at every stage of the campaign, including the partner sites, diagnostic offices, family doctors' practices, pharmacies, Mēnesis aptieka, and via newsboys on the streets of Riga. April 20 to 24th were special days in Riga. Young men dressed in the costumes of 1930s, newsboys distributed the latest issue of Osteoziņas to the ladies on the streets of the city center, near and distant areas, in central station, market, public transport, etc. Totally 10,000 copies of the newsletter were distributed to the ladies. On October 20, on World Osteoporosis Day, newsboys delivered the latest Osteoziņas to journalists writing about health field. At 11 venues around Latvia, osteoporosis screening measurements at pensioners' associations had carried out. This measurement allows determining the risk of osteoporosis, the need to confirm the diagnosis by DXA. The women of risk group undergoing measurement also completed their questionnaire consisting of 26 questions about osteoporosis, prevention, diagnostics, treatment, perception, lifestyle habits, etc. The results of osteoporosis screening participants survey reflected in upcoming Osteoziņas media, etc. During the period from October to December, a social advertising project was carried out at main Latvian radio station. Well-known psychotherapist Aina Poiša appealed to women of Latvia to check their bone density.
Mīļās sievietes, jūs uzrunā Aina. Mēs varam iespītēt dabiskai lietu kārtībai un turpināt kustēties brīvi. Osteoporoze, trauslo kaulu slimība, nāk nemanām un sākumā nekas nesāp. Ja tev ir vairāk nekā 50, nosaki savu osteoporozes risku. Es to jau izdarīju.
Ar ģimenes ārsta nosūtījumu kaulu blīvumu mērījums maksā tikai 2 latus.
Negaidi lūzumu. Esi gudrāka par osteoporozi. Zvani 800 000 18.
Cheese for Bone Health was a unique collaborative project of Latvia with stores chain Maxima and diagnostic offices. 4,500 patients of the first time undergoing the bone density measurement at diagnostic offices received a coupon for purchasing 200 grams of cheese for just 1 centime. 200 grams of cheese is daily consumption standard of calcium. Cheese was a catch to interest and encourage ladies, mainly pensioned, to undergo bone density measurement. The campaign took place around Latvia from World Osteoporosis Day, October 20th to December 31st. Being aware of the target group's living habits characteristics, the campaign was designed in 2 stages, in spring and in autumn-winter of 2010. Shortly about the results of the campaign, totally 115,000 copies of 2 newsletter issues were distributed. More than 60,000 current and potential osteoporosis patients were provided with information on osteoporosis treatment options, as well as the need of further long-term therapy to ensure osteoporosis treatment effectiveness. 602 people at risk group age participated in the osteoporosis screening measurements. Osteoporosis was detected in 30% of cases, osteopenia, a condition prior to osteoporosis, in 38%. More than 4,000 ladies for the first time examined the bone health via Project Cheese for Bone Health. During the campaign, more than 2,760 calls were received to Latvia toll-free phone number. And finally, in 2010, national quota allocated to bone density measurement was 100% used. Remaining patients still had options to undergo measurement on full price, that's 10 to 28 lats, depending on medical institution, or to wait for the next year's quota of measurements. And at the end, a small remark from us. Osteoporosis diagnostic measurements should be carried out every 2nd year on each woman after 50. You can prevent osteoporosis at any age. Thank you.